Aloha High Vibe Tribe, it is PinkBella. Welcome back. And I'm sending you all so much love, light, and aloha today. Welcome all Starseeds, Lightworkers, Empaths, 144,000, GRIDKEEPERS, Gatekeepers, Light Warriors. And I was brought in a transmission today from my Galactic Council of Light, which encompasses many different high frequency beings from different councils, and also a message from Hawaii, from Maui herself, and just some insights. Everything's sort of being brought together, but just some insights. And I will continue to share this because Maui is gracefully sharing lots of information with me to help me heal, to help me align, to help me elevate, to share with all of you because of my connection with her. And I'm so, so grateful. I've had many epiphanies the last couple of days. And first off, when events like this happen, we start to question everything. We start to question our mission. What is our role in the mission? What are we to do next? And then it also brings up traumas. It brings up multidimensional traumas from this life and from other lifetimes, or also known as timelines, realities. So think of you, me, all of us as starseeds. Part of our awakening is realizing that we maybe have been the black sheep of the family, the one who didn't really fit in, the one who didn't blend in, the one who nobody understood. So we already came in and created and chose, believe it or not, we chose that family lineage to heal and clear, but also to feel, isn't that word interesting, the word alienated, to feel like an outsider, because it's been an imprint that we've been carrying deep in our soul from the beginning of time. And it is also part of the imprinting of our ancestors, which, if we think about it, we are also one of the ancestors that goes around in a loop. Yes. So we come in to heal and clear a lineage. Not everybody chose this path. Some people, some souls are, downloaded activations and walk-ins, but most of us did come in to experience being human and to awaken, to remember, and then help to heal the imprints that we also carried from being in another lifetime previous to this, that was part of the ancestral lineage. Yes. It's very multifaceted. So, I often talk about these timelines that were very tragic for us, like the fall of Atlantis, but there would also be realities in our ancestral lineage in the last couple of 100 years, connected to poverty consciousness, connected to the hierarchy, connected to not being able to understand or comprehend or just be part of the wheel, the process as well. So we're working on all of that. So part of my healing, what came to me was, I was sharing, earlier this year about the LYRA aspect, about how that part of ourselves is getting stronger and stronger and stronger, because, and I will get into this more as time goes on, but part of our galactic history, where many of us were LYRA, and first the division came within LYRA. LYRA itself went through a division around spirituality versus technology. That technology, the backbone of that technology was AI. Are we seeing the pattern? And that AI appeared to be friendly and helpful to help everybody get ahead, but it also had a dark agenda. And many souls who did not resonate with that went to the Vega system. So I remember that the vegan aspect came to me pretty early on when I started sharing about Starseeds. So when I started sharing about Starseeds on camera, that would have been 2017, around the 7-7 gateway. However, I knew that I was a Starseed in the early 90s because I had gone to have a reading with someone about why I was having such a hard time after I'd come back from my adventure and living in Australia and my galactic downloads at the pyramids, which I didn't know about yet. Why was I having such a hard time? Because I'd had this massive download of the Stargate at Giza, and I had encompassed everything, all these light codes, all these activations, all these frequency codes. And basically I came back to experience being alienated because that was one of the biggest imprints. So many of us have been working on this for years. So that Lyran aspect through this Lion's Gate, which by the way will be officially closed on the 21st of August. I'm recording this on the 18th of August. So we're embodying so much Lion Leo energy to help us all step more into our power. But one of the traumas that might be coming up for everyone is that not ever fitting in, not feeling supported on the earth, not ever feeling like we have a home, wanting to go home. That's very much part of our journey. And I'm grateful for all of you, because part of the session experiences, whether distance or Zoom, are for me to help realign you with the new crystalline grid, so you do feel supported by Gaia, you do feel supported by the earth, because the earth did call for us, as did our ancestors. And Prime Source Creator, we are Prime Source Creator's ground crew. We're the Starseeds ground crew, we're the Lightworker ground crew, the 144,000. We are here to help embody and create the new earth, and that's going to look different to everyone. So that I knew was going to come forward. So we're all at this crossroads right now about what are our next steps collectively and individually. And I'll be bringing in, you know, more information about what we can be doing collectively. That's starting to flow in more. But I wanted to just talk about personally, we're working on these clearing this templating of not feeling like we belong, and the traumas around losing our home, losing everything that we valued, losing family and friends. Some of us as souls have experienced this over and over and over again on this planet, but a deep multidimensional reaction is the loss of our home in LYRA. So the long story short, and if you want to have a quick study, go and watch the original very first Star Wars movie where Princess Leia lost her home planet. That story happened for many of us, and that time loop is within us. It's an imprint on our soul, in our chakras, in our every cell. So when something happens to an area that we live in, or a region that we deeply connect with, like for me, like Hawaii, like Maui, it brings it all up to the surface again. Like, oh no, we've been found, we've been trapped, we've been deleted, basically. So that's what they wanted me to talk to you about. So first things first, if this event or any of the events going on the planet are triggering you, go within and heal that within you, because that's an aspect of your soul that wants to come back home to you to be healed. Okay. And you can ask your angels, you can ask Prime Source Creator, and if you need to work with somebody like myself, that's some of the work, the quantum healing work that I do, the multidimensional healing work that I do. Okay, so what many things happened. So what we're being shown is that we're still in this loop. We're still in this loop of beings are trying to remove history, take over aspects, remove high frequency beings that carry the history within, which we all do. But there are certain groups, indigenous groups on this family, that are very sacred, that have many pieces of the puzzle that you and I don't have. So, and they honor and live with these sacred processes with the land, and you know what I mean, with the earth, the sky, all the elements, etc. So what is going on right now is a multi-level operation to delete history and rewrite history. And we've been talking about this, about the Mandela effect, which is absolutely real. And now we're starting to see it more and more. And more of the regular folks who are doing little social media videos, they're starting to also see that history is rewriting itself. Okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing is that I noticed, and I didn't get a chance to share this in the recent videos, that this takeover program is all over the planet. It's just getting so, the veils are thinning so much, and our third eye, our the truth, like knowing that we absolutely know the truth, which has been getting louder and louder since the 2020 and the lockdowns in 2020. We know when we're being played with, and a lot of the other souls are awakening to this as well. So blatantly, for this event in Maui to happen on the Lion's Gate, and then everything that's unfolding afterwards that we can all see is a lie, is because we can see it. A lot of other souls are starting to see it, and it's happening all over the planet. So the same scenario is happening in Canada, it's happening in the US, it's happening in Europe, it's happening in Australia, it's happening in New Zealand, where the Team D, which encompasses many beings, okay, it's multidimensional Team D. So down here on Earth, it runs through official channels that we, so far, right, that we're just told this is what you have to do. And what we're starting to see is, okay, so those beings, they could be shapeshifters, they could be Team D versions of different galactic dark ETs, they could be clones, they could be shape-shifting beings that are just acting and playing roles, right? So it is a movie, but we have to work through our trauma and our healing and our grief first when we get triggered, and then we can start to process it all. So I asked my team to come in and really give me a deep healing last night, because Hawaii is not just Hawaii to me. Hawaii is Lemuria. Hawaii is multiple lifetimes of living in this very sacred area. So we have multidimensional beings that are doing various things. So at a higher AI dark ET process, so the hierarchy of the AI once again wants to expand out and take over this planet and make it all AI. And then we have the Team D groups that do not get along. They're all fighting amongst each other, and they all have various Stargate areas that they still own and have access to. So apparently what we're seeing right now where the fires are showing us where they have access to, okay? Thirdly, they chose the 8-8 gateway to show us all that they're still very much in the process of eliminating large groups of people, taking people out, and they get their kicks from this. And that's how we know they don't have a heart, that they're not human, because we choose not to do that. So, right, we have a heart, it's getting louder and louder that we're all here on mission, and we're all to unify and unite. So first off, I want you all to think about maybe what you want to do with everything that's going on. And I'll talk about a little bit more about that. So there's a takeover in 3D. There's takeovers, there's removing generations of beautiful beings that have the information within them, and some of them maybe don't even know that. There is wiping out areas so that they can take over and land grabs, okay, and build these tech cities, which are not the cities of light at all. These are run by AI. Then we have the dark teams, and they love this. So their version of, think about other times in our history where countries have battled against countries, which is still going on a little bit, but it's not giving them the same juice anymore, and it's not giving them the same reaction from all of us anymore. But they've taken that game and they've made it multidimensional, where they can just wipe areas out and then say that it's certain things. It's connected to the climate, the changes, so they can come in and create new policies, okay? So that's happening in 3D. And then what we're also being shown as well is there are certain areas on the planet where the Stargate systems are being controlled. The energy of the island is being controlled, and it's not being controlled by Prime Source Creator and by Team Light, but that's why Gaia called for us, and that's why we're here. So let's talk. So that's happening. And the pattern that we can see that's been going on since we've all been here, the history has been divide and conquer, divide and conquer, divide and conquer, take, right? So now we see that that's what the game is. And I would say that any individuals that say that they're doing cleanup, but they're also still running this internal pattern, well, that's not love, and that's not divine feminine energy, and that's going to also keep us in a loop, and it's not going to take us to the highest frequencies to allow us to rebuild new earth. So we're all at a crossroads here, and that's what I wanted to share with you all, is that we all need to think about what our next steps are. So as an example, I've been doing my own healing, and there's going to be a couple of different avenues. They're going to start getting clearer and clearer. So think about, do you feel you need to be on the front lines, helping souls that are being moved out of areas that they will no longer have a home and it's been taken? Maybe that's your calling. Maybe your calling is to do things, come up with new ideas and work on teams to help with new ideas as well. That's more loving and more supportive of the earth, like processes to always make sure everybody has clean water around the earth, and it's super easy. Not the big corporation way that they're doing it, because you and I both know this could have been managed a long time ago. And the technology that they're using to wipe areas out, like as an example, the fire that took this beloved area in Maui, it was gone in 17 minutes. An average fire, it would take 40 minutes to an hour. And then there were multiple things that didn't happen that were intentional. And the official word will be the same rhetoric over and over and over again. And what it's going to do now, what I can see is it's going to do is that the Hawaiian tribe, which is also a global tribe of Aloha, I know that I'm part of that tribe, we're all going to start unifying and saying no more. But the other thing is that we're going to be prepared now for the next powerful gateways and start working together to figure out a way to close the portals and dismantle everything. So that's with all of us, that we're going to start doing some work together. Which I've been, of course, been sharing about, but it's becoming clearer. Okay. The third thing is that this little voice inside of us that says, well, we're protected where we are. We all know now that that's not true. And I feel like some of the preparation that everyone's been talking about has been just to make sure that we know where our important stuff is, or that we know that we have, water and that kind of thing, in case someone decides to flip a switch and turn stuff off. Okay. All right. The next thing is, so on a third dimensional level, there are groups of beings that are still playing that game of taking over areas and to own things. Okay. So when we see that someone is moving in and buying thousands of acres of land, we know that they are not of the light. Okay. They might have a story right now, but they are not truly interested in helping their game. They're part of the bigger game of the takeover. Okay. Then the next thing, of course, the team D aspects, they're all fighting with themselves, and they get joy from the human suffering. So we also want to clear collectively any agreements, personal and collective suffering. Thirdly, they don't want us to unite, but what backfire and will continue to backfire, because this is our power of humanity, the spirit of Aloha, is that, which is love, is that we will always help one another. That is our nature. That is why we all came as starseeds. We heard the call to help and we came. So that is our innate nature. So these beings that are not truly helping, what we have to start seeing from a higher perspective is they are not like you and me. They may possibly not have a soul. They may possibly not even be connected to Prime Source Creator. They also could be a clone. All of these beings, including AI beings, have been here for a long time. And that's something that we're all starting to understand. Another aspect, when you're thinking, well, what can I do? Some souls are going to be called to go to these locations to help with cleanup. Some souls are going to start doing some work behind the scenes to figure out new ways to help them. Some souls, like as an example, yesterday, I was got to start creating crystal grids to help certain areas. I created a crystal grid for Maui and Hawaii, and then also a crystal grid for Canada, because there's lots going on in Canada right now as well. And I will continue to send healing and ask for assistance from both Prime Source Creator and the teams that can assist as well daily. And that is also powerful. So we can all start doing those types of things from home as well. And, or you might be given new ideas. So part of the next level of our soul mission is to go within and say, how can I help? What are my next steps? And some of you might get surprised. You may be called to do something in 3D, and that is okay, because we're not all supposed to just be hanging out. I mean, it's very, very powerful for us to be helping in the other realms and dimensions, but we're also supposed to be on the ground helping as well, if we're called to do that, if we're strong enough to do that. Okay. So there's that. So I think what I wanted to share is there's just so many different aspects going on, and all of the Team D aspects, they don't necessarily get along. Some of them are minions for the AI and they're being given directions. Others are just doing their own thing for their jollies, because they get a kick out of being seeing humanity suffer. All right. But I know from this incident alone that the Hawaiians and the Aloha spirit will be much stronger. More and more souls will wake up, and I affirm that all sacred land is returned to their caretakers, because that's a piece of the puzzle for us to create new Earth. Okay. All right. I think that that's enough for today. I just wanted to share all of that there's so much going on, and that we have been in loops, and that we're doing lots of personal and collective healing right now. And that I will ask my team to bring the information to help us prepare for the 9/9 portal and what we can do around that as well. Okay. All right. I'm sending you all so much love, light, and aloha. Thank you for sharing out this video, subscribing to this channel, and I'll be back with more insights. And I'm just super grateful for all of you. And if you would like to work with me personally to help you on this journey with soul mission, with elevated ascension mechanics, including working with your Merkaba, with aligning with the gateways, and just doing these big pieces of healing ancestrally, personally, galactically, check out the description box below, and you can get a hold of me via email, and my website is there as well. All right, much love and aloha, everyone. I will be back soon. Thank you for being here today. And again, sending you so much love and aloha. And I am hoping that this all resonated with you and that it was helpful. Love and aloha from PinkBella.